Hello and welcome back to another DLC. My name is Joey Fitz and today we're taking a deep dive into the game Fear the Timeloop Prologue. It's an atmospheric slice of survival horror that has to be seriously excited for what's coming next. In Fear the Timeloop Prologue, you awaken in a dilapidated labyrinthian facility with little memory of how you got there. The first thing you notice is silence, broken only by distant, unsettling noises. You're thrown into the game's central mystery. Why are you in this repeating nightmare? What sinister forces are behind it? Every death you suffer restarts the loop, but not in exactly the same way. Sometimes new paths appear or doors unlock. Previously safe rooms are now crawling with shambling horrors. The prologue does not just a fantastic job of planting seeds of lore through the scattered notes, cryptic messages on walls, and fleeting visions that flicker across the screen, but it leaves a lot of excitement due to the branching paths in the story that you can take. It all contributes to a feeling that something bigger and far more terrifying is lurking beneath the surface. What has really struck me about how the time loop itself is woven into the story. Death isn't just a fail state, but a mechanic that propels the narrative forward. It makes you question whether survival is even the goal, or if the key to escaping lies in understanding the loop itself. The game itself is a love letter to 90s survival horror. The mechanics make it feel like a classic Resident Evil with its safe rooms, puzzles and item slots, but you have the modern over-the-shoulder camera that speaks much more to a modern title. Fear the Timeloop has other modern enhancements that make the experience more immersive and approachable. The dynamic lighting casts haunting shadows across every corridor. Early on in the game, you have to decide which fuses to take out of a fuse board, and if you're brave or crazy, you could take all three and play in the facility in complete darkness with the monsters running around you, only aided by your flashlight. The lighting itself does deserve a lot of praise. Pools of light draw your eye to important objects, while darkness hides threats until they're almost on top of you. It's a really smart design choice that allows you to keep alert and makes every step feel dangerous. The sound design is another standout element. The ambient soundtrack pulses with low drones and dissonant tones, ramping up the tension as you explore. Your footsteps echo differently depending on the room, and the different noises, like the hiss of steam pipes, inhumane growls, add layers of dread. It's amazing how much atmosphere the developer squeezes out of minimalist visuals and careful sound placement. While the prologue itself is brief, it takes a tantalising look at the core gameplay loop. Movement is smoother than classic horror titles, but retains a sense of weight, and the controls feel tight and responsive. The time loop twist means death resets your progress, but not necessarily your knowledge. You'll remember enemy locations, puzzle hints, and routes to key items, giving each run a roguelike feel, where you get a little further each time. It's a little bit like horror meets the Outer Wilds. One of my favourite aspects of the Fear the Timeloop prologue is its environments. Despite its short runtime, each room feels distinct, from sterile medical labs covered in bloodstains to mould-ridden maintenance corridors where the ceiling looks ready to collapse. The environmental storytelling is subtle yet powerful. Toppled wheelchair or a barricaded office hints at desperate last stands. Strange symbols scratched into doors suggest cult-like forces at play, and you get to meet this cult pretty early on outside the front door of the building that you're in. The details encourage you to piece together the backstory without spoon-feeding you its exposition, a thing we love here on the Game Club pod. It's an approach that respects the player's curiosity and it rewards exploration, something many horror games sadly lack. The beauty of Fear the Timeloop is how it blends nostalgia with modern design philosophy. The careful modernisation of tools within the game shows that the developer understands what made retro horror great, while also understanding and knowing where the improvements could be made better for today's audience. After finishing the demo for Fear the Timeloop, I'm left with loads of questions in a really good way. What causes the time loop? Are we alone in the facility? Besides the monsters, of course. How will combat or the new mechanics evolve throughout the game? If the developer can expand on the variety of enemies, deepen puzzle design, and continue layering story revelations into every loop, the final game could easily stand alongside modern indie horror titles like Signalis or Faith. I'm really excited to see if the full game introduces things like multiple endings depending on how you navigate the loops. I think it's a perfect fit for a narrative built around repetition and discovery. So to sum it up, I really enjoyed my time with Fear the Timeloop Prologue. It comes out sometime very soon, but the Prologue is available on Steam now. It's a well-crafted slice of survival horror that balances retro elements with a modern polish. It delivers tense, mysterious experience that left me hungry for more. If you like classic horror, but want a smoother, more immersive take on the formula, this is a game you should absolutely keep your eye on. I'd like to give a huge thanks to Game.Press and the developer for providing the review copy. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to see what this game has in its early stages, and I can't wait to see what nightmares await us in the full release of Fear the Timeloop. Thanks very much for listening. I've been Joey Fitz. I hope you have a great day.
Come in. This is Sheriff James Cooper. Can anyone hear me?
Cooper? My God, I can't believe my ears. You're alive.
Gross. You have no idea. I feel like I'm trapped in some kind of movie.
James, you disappeared 2 weeks ago. Where have you been all this time?
Whoa! 2 weeks! No! Wait! I've only been here for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. What the hell is going on?